Good morning, Panthers. It is Friday, January 10th, 2025, and this is Miss Gerald with a few words of wisdom. It takes a lot of courage to resist negative peer pressure, whether you are an adult or a young person. That's right, adults have to deal with peer pressure too. To be a courageous human being can simply mean following your heart instead of following the group. Sometimes being courageous is nothing more than thinking for yourself instead of letting others think for you. Here's what Cervantes, famous Spanish novelist, says about courage. He who loses wealth loses much. He who loses a friend loses more. He who loses his courage loses all. The next time you're faced with negative peer pressure, have the courage to follow your heart. You may lose a friend, but remember, losing your courage can be a much greater loss. Besides, if standing up for what you know is right means losing a friend, maybe your friend wasn't a friend after all. With something to think about, this is Miss Gerald reminding you to have pride, perseverance, respect, integrity, determination, and effort. Use your heart as well as your mind. Win the day. All right, Panthers, let's say our affirmation together. I expand in abundance, success, love, and happiness every day as I inspire others around me to do the same. I expand in abundance, success, love, and happiness every day as I inspire others around me to do the same. I expand in abundance, success, love, and happiness every day as I inspire others around me to do the same. All right, Panthers, before I end my message this morning, I want to talk to you very, very briefly, and some of you have already noticed this, about our administrative team, and that is the principal and both assistant principals. We're going to be, for the rest of the school year, coming around to your classrooms, coming into your classrooms, and we are going to be asking you questions about what you are learning. So a couple of things that we're going to be asking you. We may ask you, what is the learning objective for a particular subject? So one of the things we've asked your teachers to make sure that they put all of the learning objectives that they are teaching for that day on the board so that it stays on the board all day long, even when they're not teaching that subject. So if we come in and we ask, what is the learning objective for a subject that you had that morning, you should be able to tell us. But we're not going to stop there because, most people can look up at the board and read the learning objective. But let me give you an example. If the learning objective is, I am learning to identify verbs, and I say, hey, what's the learning objective for the day? And you tell me the learning objective is I am learning to identify verbs. My next question to you is, well, tell me, how do you identify verbs? So it's very, very important that you start taking accountability and ownership of your learning by sitting and listening, by interacting with your teacher, with your peers about what you're learning in each lesson. It is up to you. It is up to you. I want you to understand this, particularly for you older kids who are almost finished with elementary school, those of you who are in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade. What you do every day in school is going to determine the type of life you have when you are finished with 12th grade. So if you're not paying attention, if you're not taking the time to learn what you're supposed to be learning in school, your life won't be as good as if you do take the time to learn what you're supposed to be learning in school. It is up to you the type of life you're going to have when you become a grown-up. So again, we are going to be asking you questions. I might see you in the cafeteria or in the hallway and ask you about a learning objective and ask you to tell me how you learned that. So I want you to be ready. And the way you're ready is that you are participating in class, not playing around, but focused on what your teacher is teaching you every single day. Everyone have a fabulous Friday and a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you back here on Monday for Project Wisdom, Words of Wisdom.